Hello and welcome to Stars in the Dark. We're at session 5 of this run. Go back to the beginning if you're starting here for some reason. We are currently we haven't done character introductions on camera for a while, but I think we did that in the first session. People should watch that first anyway. Yeah, I'm going to skip that. Watch the beginning. Don't don't start it. We're in the middle of a job. You are out in the gardens, picking up a data crystal from an agent out there. This is a job for your handler, whose name I can never remember, but his name is Rack something. Rack Selek. Yeah. He sent you out here to pick up the data crystal. It was super important that you didn't reveal the source. She has to remain, she's still there undercover. You had a run-in with Wonka Birdones. I think that's, I don't remember how I pronounced his name. But he had a droid he wanted you to check out. You were posing as, or you are posing as a droid repair crew. You brought the droid with you. Her name is Rosie. She's on the NPCs tab. Yeah, together with Restra Taibang, who is the person you got the data crystal from. So you're in this compound for people working at a local administrative center for the corporation. I'm all over the place today. The Summeridge Corporation. You picked up the data crystal and you're basically ready to leave. Is where I think we left off. I should say that today I think we're going to finish up this mission. We'll do downtime, and we should at the very least get to the engagement role for the next mission. I don't know if we'll get into that mission. Depends a bit on how long finishing up this takes, and how much time we spend in downtime. Anyway. You are ready to go. What's your exit strategy here? For getting back to your headquarters, basically. You have some traffic routes. You know where the traffic is light.
Yeah, we have the traffic map.
Yeah, and so it sounds like you're just going straight back to
yeah.
Cool. Sure, KZ, don't fuck this up. We're trying to get this, nobody's covered us yet. Nobody's clocked us. So just don't go too fast. Don't get pulled
I'll fly
over.
Casual, it's fine.
Don't get pulled over. Do you hear me? Don't get pulled over.
Again? What? Get pulled over? Listen, as long as someone who hates us all isn't for some reason checking traffic, we're fine. Someone's
cool.
Captain Tabs.
So we're taking the droid with us, the one that you were to be prepared, or did we leave that back at the? Okay.
I think we took Rosie with us. Yeah.
We're taking Rosie with us. All right. We've kidnapped a droid.
Yeah.
No. We're taking it to be repaired by Kavi, right?
That was the idea. I think we ended with her realizing that you weren't a proper repair crew. I don't think you had convinced her to go with you.
The droid.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, we did enter that bit where she knew that it was sketch.
And
I think I was considering choosing a load to ion blast her. I don't know. I hadn't really made that choice.
But Yeah, that's the way I remember it. I haven't gone back and reviewed the session, but I think you brought her to the speeder. She realizes that, oh, these things are just stuck on. They're not like this isn't a real repair vehicle. So I think that's where we are.
Okay. And Casey, are you actually pulling out a blaster?
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach over and I'm gonna yank some wires on Rosie
Go for it.
to disable her. I'm sorry. What did you have, Elliot?
Oh, I was just going to put my hand up so that you did not shoot Rosie and talk to her first.
Ooh,
It's an
Yeah.
ion blaster. It's
can droids talk to each other faster?
Rich, I think you're on
Surely.
mute. I didn't hear you say anything.
test, test, test.
There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Now we hear
Okay.
you.
It's an ion blaster. It's fine. I would say.
Have you tried it on yourself?
Oh, it just tickles.
Yeah,
It's kind of
it
hot.
does more than tickle. Rosie,
I mean, at this point, Rosie is trying to like clocking that something that's going on here isn't right. So Rook, I think if you want to yank some wires, this is when you do it, unless you're waiting for someone else to do something. Because Casey and Elliot are kind of in each other's business.
Yeah. My intention here is ideally just to reach over and flip a power switch, but I figure it's not that easy. But so I'm going to pull something that, Kavi can repair later. It's going to, depending on how good the roll is, my intention is to deactivate Rosie so that we can then power her back up later. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And I think that's a tinker.
Tinker works.
Does anyone want to, can you interfere in this game? I think you can.
That's a good question. You can help each other. I'm
Right.
not actually sure if there's a mechanic for.
Yeah.
I just wanted to,
cheating.
since there were several different agendas going on at the same time, I wanted to toss out interference as an option.
Could you spend 2 stress to take a die away from someone?
Yeah.
I think we'll play it as if you roll badly, then someone that could be due to someone's interference.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel like it's in the spirit of the game to have you spending resources against each other.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to do that then. I'm going to roll my 2d6 for my tinker.
And this is
And I got-
standard. This is risky standard because there's something could go wrong.
And I got 2 3s. So
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 something-
6. Sorry, that joke got old really long time ago. I'll stop making it. 2 3s.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you say, but no, never mind. So on a 1 to 3 on risky, things go badly. I don't think you're going to suffer harm. It's either a complication. I don't think your position should become, or maybe actually for this particular moment, not your situation in general, but your situation becomes desperate because she starts to draw attention, which means that any mistake at this point is going to allow things to really escalate. So I think what happens is that she sets off like not a distress call, but like a siren, like droid interference, droid interference. So and there are you see like there are some people moving around and they start looking towards you. So you need to resolve this now or things are going to get worse.
Or this can be resisted, right?
You can resist it, yes.
I'm not going to resist that.
And can I resist it for him?
Yeah. You protect someone. That's
Yeah.
you resist
Cool.
for someone.
I got 2 dice across the board, so let me do that. That's a 4, so I'll take 2 stress for that.
Two stress. Yeah. So how do you stop this?
Where did you try to, like, can you describe how you tried to turn her off?
Yeah, so I think I reached out to Rosie where her switch would normally be, like on the back somewhere. And there's not a switch there. There's like wires. Because it's we're in a janky droid place, right?
Yeah.
I think there's wires, and I just kind of pulled one of them that should be controlling the power out.
Yeah. I think I grab your wrist then as she's starting to, and let's put my hand on her and say, we are trying to get you out of here safely. Don't, we're not here to hurt you.
Okay.
My friend here just doesn't know what he's doing. And you're like,
So, yeah.
give your wrist a little squeeze before letting go.
So that's enough to stop her from starting up the siren or the distress thing, but she's still not convinced that she should go with you. She doesn't trust you. KZ, do you fire your ion blaster, or have you let Elliot convince you that you should?
I'll do it Elliot's way, because I can always shoot her later.
Yeah. I think I have my fake restraining bolt on, and I'll just like pop it off and show it to her and say, you don't have to work for that guy. I don't know what happened to your arm or wrist or whatever, but that doesn't seem normal. Would you like to be your own person?
Cool. So that sounds like a sway or consort, something like that.
Yeah, probably a sway. Which I have 0 in both.
I'm going to help. So I'll spend a stress. Oh.
Yeah, sorry. You can use interface here, because that's and work with other droids and computers. So,
yeah, cool. I'll use interface then.
I don't know that I can help with interface unless I'm actually tinkering with her. So yeah. Unless you can think of a way.
I mean, if you like back off and we're just like, I'm not going to touch you anymore, that might help.
Yeah, I mean, you can aid. You don't need to be good at whatever they are doing to aid. That's just if you can do something in the fiction that would aid them, and that's what we're.
So let me ask you a different question. I'll help either way. I can either back off, or how difficult is it to remove a restraining bolt?
Ooh, not. I mean, if you have tools for it, then super simple. So if you check off some appropriate tools, then you can absolutely do it.
And we're loaded for this. We're droid repair people. I should have that. So I'm going to pull out, and I'm just going to take her restraining bolt off, and that'll be the help. Yeah.
Cool. 2 dice. And this is still risky. She can still, like, you don't know how she'll react to this.
Yeah.
And standard effect, not that that's really that's super important.
Do you have a devil's bargain?
Ooh, good question. It might be that. No, I'm not. There's nothing is jumping out at. Do you have an idea yourself?
No, I'll just go with 2 dice and see what happens.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
What about if off screen we see a report and there's a log of all unauthorized restraining bolt removal?
Oh yeah,
and a little line appears in a report somewhere that a restraining bolt's been removed that's been unauthorized.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the mechanical effect of that is that you're going to get +1 heat.
That's good.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Cool. I will check off that heat right away.
All right.
So we don't forget,
so that's
that would be terrible.
Awful. 3 dice gets me a 6. Boom.
Nice. Yeah, removing the restraining bolt, that shows her that you are serious about this, and she just gets in the speeder and
Yeah, hop in.
yes,
Let's get out of here.
now. I should mention I gave you, because I think for the last job I said that you didn't get any rep because no one knew about it, but I realized partly that feels a bit unfair, and partly actually your handler knows about it. And that's one way that information will come out that you're actually doing a good job in the long run. So I've given you 2 rep for the last
Thank
job.
you. It was like, oh man, I hate being a spy. So
Yeah. I mean, it is a bit weird that if you're really, really good at your job, that no one will find out about it, and that means you can't get better, which that's yeah, that feels weird.
It's proof that we're really good that you've never heard of us.
Yeah. Cool. So Rosie gets in the speeder. There's no trouble here anymore. So you can leave if you want to.
Leave if you want to.
KZ, I guess it's up to you. What kind of are you sticking to these low traffic routes? That's going to take you a bit longer to get away from here, but yeah.
I was told by Rook to fly casual. I am doing the thing until I get bored.
Cool. I think what I want is some kind of role for staying out of sight. And this is like the first, just actually this is just getting out of the compound without drawing attention. You get in, you have to leave, and like get a couple of blocks away before you're clear, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your focus? Is it on like driving calmly and carefully? Are you looking for trouble? What's your focus?
I'm not going to start off looking for trouble. Of course, I'm professional. Also,
Sorry, I meant
me.
watching for trouble.
I think I'm just, my main focus is being subtle, handling the vehicle just like I'm a boring regular old person heading down the lane, flying casual. So
Flying
I'm
casual.
angling for finesse.
Yeah. Finesse is perfectly fine. And you're in, I think you're back to being in a controlled position, because there was no, you haven't roused any suspicions. You handled the thing with Rosie quietly enough that it didn't draw attention. So you're in a controlled position, standard effect in case it matters.
Cool. I'll roll my 2 dice. Yeah, I don't think I'm asking for a devil's bargain. I think I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 5.
You get a 5. And that means you can withdraw and try a different approach, or you can do it and suffer a minor consequence, minor complication, or your position becomes risky.
Yeah, I'm doing this until I get bored of it. So I will suffer a minor consequence or complication or become risky, which means I change tactics. I'm very happy with this result.
Yeah, I think moving you to a risky position is what makes the most sense. And I think this is kind of, yeah, I think someone actually checks someone who's living there actually checks the maintenance schedule, and they noticed that weird, there wasn't supposed to be a maintenance today. That was supposed to be next week, but they don't like make a major fuss of it. Oh, yes, they changed the schedule, but there is a small suspicion there that something is off, and that could like escalate if you draw more attention. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, I like it.
Cool.
How do we know this? Like, do we hear some radio chatter? Does someone try to reach out? Is that a
Yeah,
police band?
that sounds fair. That you know about.
Went to the radio scanner. I think maybe I should speed up a little bit. Get us the heck out of this sector. Yep. And boom, I'm kicking in, and I'm gonna. My plan is a GTFO now. Yep. Let's just go. Go, 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 go.
Cool. You are starting to take off. What happens is this is when the unexpected thing happens. Maybe unexpected. Something you sorry. You turn around the corner and you're just like, this is a long, this is a long, just straight shot. You can speed up and get away from here. Someone like in the next intersection, there's a very crude barricade put up, and you hear, all of you hear yells, and there's suddenly a bunch of people like swinging down from the buildings around you, on like on wires. They're firing like harpoons at your vehicle, trying to
This is so great.
latch onto you, and you are in the middle of some kind of ambush.
They take their repair schedule very seriously.
That's amazing.
And I think I have to throw back to KZ. What is your immediate reaction?
Like this giggle of excitement, and then immediately turn and just basically turn this way and just angle fast, because that's the most heavily protected. The sides are where people, want to look outside and stuff, and she could take it. The lav can handle it. This is going to be great.
Cool. So are you trying to like get around the side of the barricade? Are you just smashing straight through it? Are you trying to get a bit of air to go over it? What's your plan?
Yeah, I think it's up and over, like Zaxxon kind of. Little arcade game reference. There we go. Just a little up and over, Zaxxon style. That's the whole plan.
Cool. You are in a risky position. Think you risky position, standard effect. But I think someone will have to resist them, or actually it's this. Before you make that roll, either you're going to take some of these harpoons, or someone can choose to resist that if they have some way to do it.
Does this count as a small gang?
Yeah, the people firing the harpoons, they're a small gang.
Great. Instead of resisting, what if I just open fire on them?
I think that would be resisting in this case.
Okay.
Like, or you can open fire on them as a way to resist. They will have to like take cover and that sort of thing so that they can't.
Cool. I will do that then. Kind of like exchange looks, I guess. I can't really exchange a look. Turn to KZ and just be like, plan B.
Yeah.
And just like pop the top. I'm gonna mark off my blaster carbine and just
We're not getting
clear
wrecked this time.
clear a
Woo.
path.
Cool, cool. So make a resistance roll.
Yeah, so that'll be 2 dice again.
Mhm.
Best defense is a 4. That's 2 more stress.
More stress, and then let's see Casey flying the barricade.
Yeah, I think I would like to finesse again, but I'm curious if there are any devil's bargains.
Well, you're going to get some scratches. This barricade, it's not super high, but it's like messy. It's got rebar sticking out of it at weird angles. You're going to mess up the paint job at the very least.
Oh, oh, oh. I'll take it because I should probably keep hold of my stress for right now. That is 3 dice. What is the
Risky standard.
risky standard? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Boom.
That's
Nice.
a crit. Oh my god.
With a 5 as a little tail there to make sure. Wow.
So you do it with increased effect. So you get great effect. You're still going to mess up the paint job because that was the devil's bargain. You're not getting out of that.
Yep.
But I think you manage to not only do you get past the barricade, you can like immediately hit this long straight that you were going for, and you're just leaving them in the dust. They don't get a chance to catch you in any way before you just get away clean at this point.
Did I hit anyone?
Probably, yeah. Not entirely sure, but you do. Yeah, I think actually one extra thing I'll tack on here because of the good rolls, and I think this is who. Sorry, I need to check your background. Military Empire. Yeah, I think it's Winger. With your labor background, I think you recognize some of the clothes that these people are wearing. They're really tattered and dirty and worn and patched up, but they are maintenance worker uniforms. And you've seen people wearing these who live down in the tunnels. Because that's a kind of clothes they can get a hold of down there without going up to the surface. And what all of you have seen of these people, that fits with the way they look. And I think that's
So Rook is concerned during this escape that it basically the general robot repair van all of a sudden popped out with armament, and it's going to look super weird, and we were supposed to keep this quiet. So during this process, I'm going to pull off some of the repair stuff that we have, or just dump some old droid parts that we had as camouflage behind us. This would impede their, a lot of them would stop to grab whatever they could sell, right? And shows that we did get away scot clean. The repair van actually got hit, and had to leave something behind. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. We'll keep that in mind for later. Yeah, cool. You get away from that. You're still in the gardens, but you're going at high speed. Do you? So you're clean away from this ambush. Do you continue going at high speed, or do you slow down and try to blend in with what little traffic there is on the routes you're taking?
I'm sorry if you've already said, but where, once we get past that blockade ambush,
Yeah,
where in the blocks are we?
you're still in the gardens
Okay. Still.
and quite far out in the garden, far to the west in the garden.
And what's the traffic around us like? Can we
Uh,
blend in, or do we look like a sore thumb?
You don't look like a sore thumb. There's very little traffic along the route you have planned to use. And most of that is transport trucks, crawlers, and heavy like speeder or hover sleds, that sort of thing. And they don't. Some of them are run by droids, and they don't generally like. Yeah, they will notice that they see a vehicle that's odd, but they're not going to report it probably. It's possible that someone will see you, but you don't stick out extremely, mostly because there generally isn't a lot of traffic. So and there will be an odd vehicle here and there. Yeah. So if you don't draw attention to yourselves, your vehicle won't draw attention to you, if that makes sense.
Yes, it makes sense. And I think similar to the I'll let it ride with how we are treating the droid, I will hunker down and try to ratchet down a couple gears and slide in and look normal, because I can always take off like a bantha out of hell again later.
Yeah, and to be clear, traffic is very light. It's like you can go a couple of blocks and not see another vehicle. It's like this is an industrial area. There's not a lot of people here, so most of the traffic is for taking care of the transporting stuff. Cool. So let's see a roll for this, and yeah.
Need to keep hitting it, but it still feels finessey.
Finesse is absolutely fine.
Any devil's bargains?
Someone have a suggestion?
Okay, I'll roll with the 2 dice. Take another look. Is it worth burning just a little bit of stress? I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I'm going to burn 2 stress to get another die. Rook's watching. I don't want to disappoint her. Here we go. There's a 5.
5. So you do it with a consequence. Sorry, I think you're back to controlled, actually. So you can withdraw and try a different approach and do it with a minor consequence. And trying a different approach here would probably be like, oh, we're not going to use this route. I will try. We're not staying on the back roads or the roads with little traffic. We're doing something else instead.
I have an idea if you want to try a different approach.
What's that?
I have my infiltration module, so I can lead a group prowl action for a little bit of time. So that might look like me being like jacked back into the traffic net, and like instead of relying on the route we planned, like start looking at stuff real time and be like, okay, cool, cops are over here, we go over here, there's a light over here, we go that way.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that.
And then just like
you want to-
feed that to you while we're driving.
Yeah.
While you're driving.
Yeah.
We are driving. Collective we, royal we.
Yeah. And if anyone else wants to jump into that somehow.
How do we jump in?
Yeah, I don't know. It's your call.
Yeah, if you have some equipment that would help, or some way of assisting as Elliot is looking for traffic, and KZ is following along. I mean, you could be co-driver, maybe, or
It's a really big truck. I'm not sure I can handle it. But
or you could be like a lookout, as because Elliot will be jacked into the data feed, but that doesn't mean he's not seeing things that are not on the data feed.
Right.
maybe I grabbed something when I was in that little computer room. I'll use my slicing tools equipment, and I don't know, maybe it's local codes or something like that might help. So it's a group action of prowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and I'll lead it.
And I think I'm helping just keep a watch out, and I know how the traffic is going to be in this area just from knowing when people get off work, or how, they're all going to be going to the bar here or something like that. Yeah.
Cool. And I'm going to push, so any tracks or sensor data we leave behind are confusing or inconclusive.
Cool.
Let's see. So that's 3 from me with a crit. Boom.
Nice.
Well, everyone else still needs to roll to see how much stress.
Let's see how much stress I get.
I finally helped on a group action. I'm excited.
What's the
Prowl.
action?
Prowl.
Okay, good. So I have a.
So we're at 4 6s.
I rolled a 2. There you go.
Stress. There we go.
Well, you're driving. You've got,
Yeah.
your mind's on
Stuff going
things.
Cool. So with this, you get away. No important data left behind, and with Rook setting up, like, oh yeah, something happened to the repair truck. They're not going to wonder what happened to that, or to Rosie either, because she was on the truck. The truck got hit. Sorry, I keep saying truck now. It's a truck now.
Thanks,
something happened to the repair vehicle. There were raiders there. We found this junk left behind. So no one's going to ask any questions about you or Rosie.
Last questions, I just won't get any answers.
Cool. That ends the job. So
with 1 stress to spare.
Let's do the fallout from the job, and then we'll take a break. Once we've rolled entanglement, that gives me a few minutes to think about those. So the rep, it's the same deal as last time. You get 2 rep plus 1 per tier higher than the target is. I think this local branch was like tier 2. It's not like the full Samarage Corporation. So I think we'll count this as 4 rep. So if someone can mark that. You were promised 6 creds, which of course means you get 5, because this is, yeah. That means you have a total of 8 creds, including the ones you had in the vault before, and not all of this will fit. Your vault can only have 4.
Take
So
one each and put one in the vault.
Sounds good.
cool. And then heat. I'm going to say that this was the part. Well, actually, yeah. Let's say it's 2 heat. Contained standard exposure. There was that bit at the end, but you've moved away from it. There wasn't a lot of witnesses. So I think 2 feels fair. Target is not high profile or well connected. It's a local branch far out in the gardens. I'm going to say that the action did happen on hostile turf. So that's a 3. You're not at war, and there was no killing that anyone's going to care about, at least.
Boo.
So you may have killed a couple of those raiders, but no one cares about raiders.
I do. Okay, my kill
that's-
count on my 247.
So that's the total of 3 heat, which I think brings you up to 6. So someone will probably want to spend an action reducing heat. This also means you have less influence, because one of your influence things is having low heat. Now heat is on a little. So entanglements, your heat is 6, but your wanted level is 0. So I'm going to roll 2 dice, take the lowest for entanglement. That's a 5. I'm going to say a 5. Dark bargain or show of force. And we'll talk about that when we're back from the break. So let's be back at 5. Cool. I forgot that you get +1 cred for your broker. Because I think we ended up with this being an espionage mission, the way you were playing it. So your broker gives you an extra cred. The entanglement is going to show up shortly. Think we should get started on downtime, and then things will get more complicated. So maybe like do 1 downtime action each, then we will set up for the next job, including this thing, and then you can use the rest of your downtime actions however you feel like. So does someone have an action they know they want to do? Reducing stress, healing, reducing heat.
Yeah, I've got one. So what's I've forgotten the name and I was trying to look it up. What's the name of in the Mandalorian of the oh, it's a covert. It's a covert of Mandalorians. Okay. So I'm gonna go to the Mandalorian covert. I'm trying to reduce stress. And the idea behind that is I'm going to use my Vice of Devotion. And I'm going to the covert specifically. I'm afraid I have lost my way because I was trying to keep things quiet on my last mission, and I did not immediately resort to violence. I did not jump to guns. Others jumped to guns before I did. and I think I spend some time with the other Mandalorians there, basically fighting and trying to get my skills back up to par, or my reflexes are back where they should be.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I roll. What do I roll
roll-
here?
You take your lowest attribute, which is 2, because all of your attributes are 2. You have
Right.
2 insight, prowess, and resolve. So you roll those 2 dice and you take the highest.
Got a 5. And a 5 gets me 2 ticks.
No, that gives you you
Oh,
just
5
pick
stress.
the number. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. I think they are they're welcoming and accepting, and like you aren't part of the covert, like fully part of the covert, but you are a Mandalorian. So they welcome you in, and it's clear that they are happy to help you find your way again. And they're not putting too much pressure on you. I'm going from you just like acing this role. So they are, they're happy that you are trying to get back to your original way.
And I think that some of this is we come back and we give you like has been established in the in canon. I come back, I give some donation. It's how the covert keeps going. That's why they accept those of us who leave and don't stay in the covert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think in this case, I think they want you to help repair some equipment that's been faulty. Some of their what would you call it? Like I want to say a crafting bench, but that's a very computer game sort of thing. But some of their
Forge?
yeah, some part of the forge that's not working properly. They don't have the right like power supply. The power supply isn't as good as it needs to be.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, I see. I need to. Sorry. Cool. So that's your first action. Anyone else have something they know they want to do?
If I try to reduce heat, is that an action roll? If I say what I'm trying to do to reduce heat,
Yeah, I believe it is.
can I push myself on that action roll?
Absolutely.
Great. I'm going to reduce heat then.
Cool.
What am I doing to reduce heat? Great question. Let's see. I think. I'm going to
And just as a reminder, you get +1 die if a friend or contact helps you with what you're doing.
And this will trauma you out, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I want. I would like to use hunt, I think. And the way I would like to reduce heat on us, I think, is by going back to the gardens and making sure that it's clear that any disturbance out there was caused by the guys who jumped us. Whether that means like finding some of them and turning them in, or drawing them out and leaving some bodies. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Would Rosie count as a friend if I brought her to show her what a free droid can do?
Sure. And she's at home out there. I mean, she spent almost all her time inside the compound, but she has been outside as well. So
Yeah.
so she does know some. She has
Cool.
some
Yeah,
local-
she can like be like a scout, like point out like awesome. So that's 3 dice then.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna push myself for 4.
Cool.
That is a 5.
That is a 5. That means that you reduce heat by 2. You can spend a cred to increase
take
your
it to
result
3.
level. But
No,
that's
just take
only
it up to
one
3.
more. So it's in that case, it would be better to spend the cred on just doing the action again. So
Yeah. I'll take the 2 for now. Yeah, and like Rosie's showing me, I'm like, is that one great? Pop, grab the body, dump it outside a police station, something like that. And it traumas me out. I've got to go home and rest now.
You've been pushing hard at this, and you once you find one of the bodies from before, or actually, yeah, you do what you said. You pick up on one of these. They're going back there and scouting and hanging around. This is a group you recognize them. This is the Grasping Claw, which is a group of raiders who live in the service tunnels. They don't usually operate this far into the gardens. They're usually closer up to the Blight. So that's a bit odd that they're this far south. But yeah, that's them. And you have taken -1 status with that, I should no, and was from before. That's not because of this. You've also gained +1 with your employer, so you're now at +3 with the Office of Trade and Industry.
Ooh.
That's good, I guess. Useful, at least. Cool. So that was one of your actions. So when you trauma out, you get a fault because you're a droid. I need
I replace a vice.
Yeah. Faults are yeah. So you get I need to read so that I don't lie to you. But instead of getting a trauma, you get a fault. They function mechanically. They function the same way, but they're described differently. And each time you develop a fault, you replace one of your power down vices with a different vice. So this is you're less bound by your programming. You start to develop more of a personality and start to you still have your power down vice, but now you get another one. The next time you trauma out, you will replace the second power down vice. So now you can't at that point you can't power down anymore. Right. Or you can't use that.
It doesn't do any good. Yeah. Definitely taking rebellious as a fault.
Yeah. That seems to
makes the most sense.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. And you clear all your stress when you trauma out. Cool. KZ or Winger?
Question. The Devil's Bargain part of it was that the lav, not truck, would take some damage. I did not mark condition. How many ticks should I put on condition?
Ooh, good question. Yeah, I remember that later and then I forgot about it.
Oh, good. We're talking it through now.
Yeah. I think this was just one tick of condition. Since I described it as scratching the paint job, it wasn't like serious damage.
Sounds good. Then
and I think we forgot about something there as well. Yeah, you should have had +1 die on a bunch of rolls, because as long as it has 0 or 1 ticks, it's in prime condition, and you get +1 die when you're piloting.
Oh, okay,
so-
I'll remember that. That's on me. Where's that at?
It's in the green, the green text
Ah,
boxes below. That's where it describes what happens with the how far the clock.
cool. Thank you.
And then you had some extra thing. It's rugged, no, sturdy. Yeah. So it has extra ticks on the condition clock, and it's
Yes.
finicky, and that's just anyone else has trouble operating. Yeah. You've got the seat set just right, and no one can mess with that.
So I think I'd like to spend some time in downtime fixing it up, buffing out the dents and getting a new paint job kind of thing. But I can't make her look too pristine because then we can't do our spy work. But she definitely I can't handle the dents. So how do we want to do that? Do I just
Yeah, you can. That's the first text box there. You can remove text from the clock during downtime as a long-term project with +1 die. So you roll it as a long-term project.
got it? How many
but you
ticks
have
in the long
+1.
term? Is it a 6-tick clock or how many ticks?
No, it's you just take the effect from a long-term project, and that's how many ticks you remove from the condition.
Oh, that's way simpler and really, really smart. That's great. I love that. That's what I'm doing then. And I mean, I can roll the die, but it doesn't matter because even on a
Yeah,
fail,
yeah.
so I'm good.
You
So
can
I'm
just remove
wasting yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's one of my downtime actions.
Cool.
Buffing, like knocking out the dents and buffing it and getting a new paint job.
Yeah, winger.
I need to continue to heal my shrapnel wounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sure how many dice to roll.
Yeah, you start with your. Let me check so that I'm not lying. Recover. Yeah, you start with your lifestyle, which is 0, but you have +1 die because Rook is a medic. So you're rolling 1 die. You would get 1 extra die if you didn't participate in the last job, but you did, and you don't get any of the negative dice because you don't have a very high wanted level and you're not at war.
Oh, right.
So you're rolling
So-
1 die.
Rolling a die. Okay. A 2. That'll
The
be
2
another tip.
is 1 tick. This shrapnel wound is slow to heal.
Maybe that's common for my species. I don't know.
Could be. So yeah, you've each taken 1 downtime action, and this is just like the couple of days after you do this mission. Think Winger, you're probably the one who Rack is most commonly in touch with. So you're at the bar, that cantina where you usually hang out, and Rack shows up there, and he is looking frazzled. He's usually very like collected and controlled, and now he looks stressed out. He spots you, and he kind of like gives you a nod, and then he walks over to a booth and clearly expects you to follow him there.
Okay. Where is he at on the NPC sheet real quick?
NPCs, he is on row 44. And he's on your faction sheet as well, or your crew sheet.
Oh, Rack. Okay. I
Yeah.
thought you said Drac, like a
Drac.
dragon or something like that.
Sorry.
And I was like, I don't know, but okay. Rack's not looking great. Okay, yeah. Our handler, our bureaucracy fixer. Yeah. No, do I know his favorite drink? If so, I'll bring it. If not, I'll guess and head on over.
You know what he usually orders, at least. Whether that's his favorite or not, who can tell? He seems like a guy who likes to like put up a facade and not you don't know, like he hasn't revealed any personal information about himself, and that seems to be the way he operates. So he's nervous and frazzled. He takes the drink, but he doesn't drink. He just holds it. Winger, we're in trouble. I'm in trouble, which means you're in trouble. I wasn't sure the first job you did with the looking where you found those droid brains. I wasn't sure, but after the ambush you had this mission, I am sure someone is tapping my communications, or I should say, it's worse. And I have all my information on my workstation, my data station at the office. The only one other than me who has access is my supervisor. Someone's been leaking the plans. Someone knew where you were going. Someone knew something about those droid brains and put something together that I hadn't figured out. And they're putting it out there. No, there's no way they could have set up that ambush without knowing what you were doing. I need you to take care of this. I need you to take out my supervisor's workstation. That's where they would have the tap, the way they can check on whatever's going on with my work. And you need to do this quickly. We don't have a lot of time. I can't do anything because they'll just put it back on me. And I don't know anyone inside the office that I can trust. You've been doing good work so far. You'll need to do this for me.
Okay, sure. Just give me all the information you've got. Any, passwords or, security schedules or anything like that, and we'll get to it, of course.
Good.
Yeah, your problems are our problems. That makes total sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get you everything. I think we cut the scene there, and we'll get back to the details of the job.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, I should. Yeah, what he wants you to do is to go to his office, take out his supervisor's workstation, and
do you mean destroy or remove?
Either way, preferably destroy, because it's like a big computer.
Oh, right.
Computer thing.
Got it.
So it's not something you can just carry off. So destroy it right there, because then the way he figures is they set up some sort of tap and probably some sort of communications device hidden inside it in some way. It would take too long to try to like pick out whatever is the suspicious bit. If you can do that, sure, but the important part is if the best way that he sees is just blow it up or whatever, something to just destroy it so they have to replace it from the ground up.
Okay.
If you can make it look like an accident, then that's great, but that's not important. That's not the important part. The important part is that you destroy it. And unfortunately, since this isn't an official job, he's not going to be able to pay you. And this is the entanglement. This is a dark bargain, which means that you have, mechanically, he is offering you a deal. You can accept it. You can find another way to deal with the situation, or you can just hide until they lose interest, which will cost you 3 red. Which basically means you just you block him, you just stay out of your usual places until, well, things will sort themselves out in some way.
Right.
Yeah. Which then technically means that you can do some other job instead of that would actually get you paid, because this one will not. Unless you manage to steal something that you can sell, of course. That's
Oh, sure. Sure.
and this is a sabotage job, so it's within your crew's capabilities, but it's not one of your specialties, so you won't get the extra die on the engagement roll, and you don't get an extra downtime action to prepare.
Do we get an extra cred for it?
Let's see. That's for espionage and sabotage. Yeah, absolutely. Because just getting in there means that, oh, you can pick up some information that would be useful to sell on. That isn't like immediately detrimental to what you're doing, or you can camouflage it enough that it's coming from you, or maybe you can just grab a couple of uniforms from a closet somewhere, and that's also useful. So yeah, you will get
Those look
one.
great on me. Yeah.
Can we also ask him, can you owe us a favor? And potentially that favor in the future is we don't lose our cut to our employer.
Ooh.
Mm.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Yeah, absolutely. If
Do I
you
need to
do a
roll
good
for that?
job, then
Okay.
make sure. If you do a good job on this, then absolutely he will make sure that you will get paid extra on a future job. He can move some money around, but for this, he like this isn't something you can hide in the budget.
Mhm.
That you're doing.
It's an
that.
angel's bargain.
Sorry.
It's an angel's bargain. Instead of something that's going to go wrong no matter what, this is something that might happen, but go well if we do well.
Absolutely, yeah. So the office that he works out of is in SEC, and I think it's fairly close to the foundry. I let's say it's where it says SEC on the map, like right above the first S in SEC. So they're between close to the foundry, but still in SEC. Which means it's fairly close to where your base is, but it's not right next door. You will, like, going from your headquarters to there, you will pass through a big chunk of SEC. He will be there, and like he can be there and let you into the building and help you navigate through that sort of thing. But it's not unlikely that you will stumble into some resistance. There are guards because they are doing like intelligence work and that sort of thing. So it's not like it's completely empty at night when everyone goes home. It's probably best to do it at night still, because there will just be the guards instead of a bunch of people actually working. But yeah.
Um, thinking about another way, not that
Mhm.
Elliot is opposed to blowing something up. Um, what if we asked him to set up a fake job and then see if anyone bites on it?
Yeah, there's no time.
No time. Okay.
Yeah, because he thinks he has figured this out, and he thinks that he's it's only a matter of time before they find out that he has found out, and then
Mhm.
he's gone. So he needs this fix.
Explosions it is. I
So
did my best to avoid violence, everybody.
You each still have a downtime action, and you can do gather information if there's more stuff you want to find out. This can just be talking to Rack. He can provide you with stuff. Or it can be if you want to like verify things independently or do something where he can that he can't help you with. That's obviously fine as well. He will try to assist you with getting stuff, so it's very likely that he'll be able to help you with various downtime actions related to this if you need to like get an asset or something.
Furthermore, I have an ability that gives one of us an extra downtime action. So
Oh, right. Yeah.
which I thought would be easiest just to put towards finishing out the last job of taking Rosie to the KZ's repair friend. Yeah.
Yeah,
That way.
depending on how you want to play that. Well, I'm not sure what your goal with Rosie is. You have removed her restraining bolt.
Yeah.
So
She seems fine to me.
Okay.
See,
Well, still, it's 4+1.
yeah. And if you're just if you're not if you don't have anything in particular you're trying to achieve, you can just take her to Casey and have her look her over, and that's not going to cost you an action. That's just something that happens in the fiction. Kavi, sorry, Kavi, not Casey.
Yeah.
So I think Casey, were you working on recruiting Kavi?
I was, and I was thinking this could be a doorway to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy to use that as my work on our project clock thing.
Sure.
Okay. I think the action I'm engaging is sway. Trying a
And
bit of
Winger
charm.
Winger could still be part of this. If you want to turn this into a scene, Winger could still be there.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Scene with talking and character and stuff. Hi ho, I like it.
Playing the role. I thought Rook was there last time, though.
Yeah, I figured since you were the one who brought it up here.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But if someone else wants to be there, if this is like Casey is the one working the clock, but yeah.
I'll
Have I
do
met?
it.
Okay. Have I met Kavi before on screen?
I don't recall.
Don't remember.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
If
you
that's
can
cool
be
with Casey. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. So yeah, we bring Rosie. I guess Rosie is coming in under her own power.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that's wrong with her is that elbow joint that wasn't working properly.
And that pesky bolt that was on her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. So Rosie she's like a combination of nervous and a little bit like not starstruck, but like googly-eyed at like being out in the big world, because she has spent like all her life working in that compound. Um, so this is everything is very new to her, and she's a bit scared and a bit, but also like fascinated by everything. Yeah, Kavi still has her arm in a sling. She's not fully healed yet from when she got roughed up by the industrial automaton goons. She's happy to help you look Rosie over. I think who would assist her here?
I would if she'd let me.
Yeah, sure. So if you hold this here, yeah. So just hold her arm so I can use the scanner.
I'm familiar
yeah,
with all that. I mean, I do droid repairs for extra money, so.
Oh yeah. That's true. That makes perfect sense that you're the one helping. And she does the scan. Oh yeah, this should have been replaced years ago. It seems like they've been just doing cheap fixes instead of a proper replacement. I think I have a spare somewhere here in the back. She goes out and she comes back with a joint that's similar. It's not exactly the same, but it's she starts tinkering with it, and yeah, she's going to make it work. Yeah, what are the rest of you doing? Like Winger, you're assisting Kavi, Casey, and Elliot.
Probably just keeping Rosie calm. Like, these people are good. They're gonna help you out. Don't worry about it.
Casey's hopped up onto the counter and picked one of the little blister packs on her rack and is just kind of toying with it and almost opening it, but not quite opening it, and then reading the back. And this is totally not his scene.
I mean, you know your way around the workshop, just not a droid workshop.
Exactly. This is fine. It's similar enough to a garage, but also really boring.
Yeah, Rosie is. Oh, you know I don't have any money, right?
You don't need money for this.
Yet.
Maybe you can work it off if you want to.
Kavi shoots a look at Winger, and yeah, you don't need any money for this yet. This one's on the house.
You know, Rosie is, I mean, clearly was cleaning droid. This place is a bit of a mess. So if she's interested and she wanted to help out around here, I don't know, maybe maybe you could keep an eye on her while she did that.
It would be a great help, actually. With this, and she kind of half raises her arm. I just can't keep up with everything. So Rosie, if you're interested, I mean Gonky here, he's not much of a help with this. So let's see the roll. Casey, you were rolling this since it's your project.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely am. It's my project, and I'm using Sway, of which I have one lonely die.
Does anyone want to help, or do you just let Casey do this?
What are you rolling?
Sway?
Sway? I mean, I think just by the fact that I'm here helping, but yeah. I'll spend a stress to help you out.
Yay! Can almost group roll it, but it's fine. All right, thank you very much. I will roll 2 dice. Ooh, your second
Oof.
die got me a 4, which I think is the exact same result as. No, it is better than a 3. So thank you.
Yeah. That's 2 ticks, I think. Yeah.
Check.
Pumpkin project 4 or 5 is 2.
Sweet.
It's funny that we're helping Rosie out with her arm, and I've still got like shrapnel in my, or dealing with shrapnel pain in my arm. Yeah.
Jeez, man.
You can just replace that, you know.
Hey,
The
wait,
pain?
buddy. We should get you to a medic or something.
Well, Rook's a good healer. I wouldn't want to piss her off.
I also don't want to piss her off, but she's got a lot of going. She's off in the covert. Did you tell us you're going to the covert? Did Rook say that or just disappears?
I think I just disappeared.
Okay, cool. She's off doing her own thing. Come on, we got a little. We're flush with some creds. Let's get you healed up. I mean, let's patch that up, okay?
Good idea. Thank you.
Who do we know?
So,
that
I mean,
heals
I'll take that action
bodies?
later on.
Who do we know that heals bodies?
Let's see. Betty probably has some experience with that, managing shock boxers. So that's one option. But she's Rook's friend, so
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that. I immediately went to her, and then I thought, but would I even know her? Would we be on friendly terms or no? Possibly no.
I mean, we could also just say you take Winger to some street medic that you know of. If or we can bring in. We still have what's his name? Sawtooth is among your potential contacts. So we can bring him back in. If you want.
Sawtooth sounds fun. Sawtooth
Yeah.
was a memorable character. Let's go see Sawtooth.
I think just to make things easier, I think he's hanging out at near the docks this time. So who of you is it that knows Sawtooth? Or knows
I do.
of Sawtooth?
I do. So I think I'll make the introduction because it's not your shrapnel wound isn't healing like I think it should. And I'm afraid it's going to get infected. So let's see if we can't take you to a droid who has proper medicine. So
So I'll take this as my downtime action, but if you'll introduce me.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Sawtooth is set up in, I think it's like an empty hangar, but just like a one ship thing. So it's a place for a small transport to park. It's currently empty. It's clearly been empty for a while or disused for a while. There's lots of
Is it
debris.
is it the one that the Darth Vader worshippers were in that we showed up
Oh,
and killed them all?
no, that was in what's it called, Bright Market.
Oh, okay.
So that's some ways away. Sadly, otherwise that would have been cool. Yeah. But I think I'd like to keep it near the docks just to keep things a bit
Sure.
closer at that.
There was
But
a
yeah,
e-web there. That's what it was.
yeah. That's where you pick that up. Yeah, there's some like old crates, old empty crates, and he has set up like an operating table and examination table. They're just standing right out in the middle of this this empty hangar. Yes, it's like reasonably clean right around those, but otherwise this place is a mess. And yeah, old disused hangar. Rook, you have found another patient that you can't handle yourself?
Yeah, if I didn't help you out by taking the little jobs, then you'd be overwhelmed.
Yes, and now I get to treat the ones that you have tried to do something about and messed up, I see.
Fine, sure. Yeah, see what you can do.
And he scans Winger and let's do the roll and see how well this goes.
How many dices do I get?
You still rolling what? Actually, I think, yeah, you're. I think you're still just rolling the one die.
Okay.
Yeah, because
And
he's.
then I could spend money to make it better at that point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you need to.
Nope. Sawtooth
Great.
proves
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
And I think the payment for Sawtooth is I'm going to go through the people who are kind of in his waiting room, and I'm going to set bones and do the simple stuff. They'll still pay him, but while he's working on my friend who jumped the queue.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're doing some triage and just patching up doing the easy stuff. Oh, I can see that Rook didn't scan you properly, and he has to like cut you open and pull out a couple of small pieces of shrapnel that were like right in the elbow joint, and that's where you've been having pain. And
the irony.
Yes, these are very irony. And Krink drops them and sews you back up, spray some Bacta on it, and
I want to ask Sawtooth some questions, actually.
Yeah.
So just between you and me, I got this from a job, and there was this warehouse, and they had like this container full of droid brains, and they were trying to sell them, and I can't remember out of character what I learned about the one brain, but
it was a maintenance droid.
Yeah, and one of them was like a maintenance droid. Have you got any idea why somebody would do that?
They were powered up?
Yeah, constant, that's the entire, yeah.
The only reason would be to keep the memory circuits intact.
Yeah, but why maintenance droid?
I have no idea. Maintenance droids are hardly worth keeping their memory up while they're working. I don't know why you'd keep it up when it's you don't have the droid itself.
That's what we thought too. Okay.
But either they want to extract the memories, and those are important, or the droid wanted to keep its memories.
Huh. Okay. That's a point we hadn't considered. Thank you.
Well, a lot of people don't consider a lot about droids, and he does the last thing with the needle and kind of tugs at the string, pull your the cut closed, and sprays on the back.
Cool.
Cool. So you are all healed up.
Yes.
Brooke and Elliot, you each have an action left, and then Winger has the free floating action that.
Well, the free floating could be for anybody. So
Yeah.
I would like to finish up my blaster pistol if Brooke is available for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is Elliot's action, but it's Rook rolling for it. I think that's.
Oh, is that true? Okay.
Yeah, because you're doing the tinker.
I'll roll the tinker. So that's my tinker's 2d6, and that's it. Just roll that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got a 6. That should probably complete it.
That completes it.
Okay.
And then some. A fine blaster pistol.
Mm-hmm. And I should note that I realized that the fine thing isn't super clear. So in some places I've written that it's quality +1. That's exactly the same thing as being fine. So
it like acts as a higher tier, or it does increase effect.
It counts as a 1 tier high.
Yeah, cool.
And I haven't been super clear about bringing in the tier difference, but I don't think it hasn't been a big number of. It hasn't mattered a lot in the stuff we've done so far, I think. So we'll try to keep that in mind. Cool.
Did you want to do anything with the kill switch you're talking about? Kernok or any of that?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that. So just to repeat it, during the last session, we had an interaction where Rook wasn't certain about Elliot's motivations whenever we were dealing with Kernok, because Kernok is my friend and your rival, and I don't understand what's going on there. And it sounded like from part of the conversation that Rook picked up that Elliot might turn on us. And I was like, oh, I think I might see if I can install a kill switch inside the gun. So if Elliot does turn on me, because I don't believe that I don't know that I can trust them. So what would that take?
Yeah, I think you can absolutely do this as you're working on this, because you're the one who's been making the rolls. So I think that's going to be built in. And I think you'll have 2 options for how this kill switch will work. Either it's that you have like a transmitter, so you have a button you can push. So if you're reasonably close to Elliot, but you'll have to be within like, I don't know, 50 feet maybe, then you can press the button and the blaster won't work. That's one option. The other option is that you have a transmitter on you so that Elliot can't shoot you with that particular blaster.
It would probably be the former, because Rook's idea is more of a group, right? So if Elliot turns on us, then I need to make sure that Elliot can't take out us. So it would be a short range kind of thing. Yeah.
See?
Did
I
you want to
just,
have a conversation about Kurnock while we're working on it?
Oh yeah, we can do that.
yeah, cool, cool.
I think as I'm working on it, I ask you, so you really jumped out and during our exit, you jumped out and hit those guys really hard.
But they were in the way.
True. Would you have hit them as hard if they hadn't been organics, if they had been droids?
If they were shooting at us, which
Well,
they were with grapples.
I noticed whenever we were in danger from Rosie, you stopped any kind of violence.
We were never in danger from Rosie.
She was trying
Unless you
to
were
alert
dirty.
the
Yeah.
authority. Yeah, she was trying to alert the authorities, and that could have compromised the mission.
If it came to it, I would have asked Casey to quiet her.
Okay, but yeah, I'm just
Would you rather be talked out of yelling for help or knocked out?
whatever way is quicker. And I noticed you jumped to
Hmm.
putting down the organics very quickly, but the droids you defended very quickly. And it
I don't
seemed
think there was any talking them down from ambushing us.
true, but getting away faster might have helped. I'm not saying you did the wrong thing. I think you did a great job. I think that we were very successful in that mission, and it was trying. I'm just trying to understand, you know, your motivation. Yeah. Your your intent at protecting Rosie, but taking down others.
She might be useful.
Okay.
Can I count on you as a reference if you think I did such a good job?
A reference to who? Yeah, certainly.
I mean, if someone like Black Sun comes asking for a little bit of extra muscle.
Are you considering leaving the group?
Not now.
Okay. Then I think that, yeah, I think that I can definitely recommend you for some side jobs. That makes sense. Yeah.
They're full up with talent now, so there's no immediate worry.
What would it take for us to gain your loyalty so that you stayed with us?
Well, you have it.
Then why are you considering at some future point leaving for another group?
Well, that's in the future.
Okay.
I would imagine it would be a package deal.
What do you mean a package deal?
If a more lucrative opportunity came along for the crew, don't you think it would be in our best interest to take it?
Yeah, depending on the situation, I agree. Very good. Yeah.
So you don't have any loyalty to Rack, is what I'm hearing.
I have loyalty. But I don't trust. So if Rack turns on us, then we need to make sure that we have other avenues. But I think that if it were just money coming from Black Sun, then I don't see any reason to turn on Rack.
So you have other motivations for doing this work besides money?
Yes, I think we were just talking about loyalty. Loyalty to the crew, loyalty to others.
To our employer.
Do you think that the employer extends the same loyalty to us?
Of course not.
Then I think that they gain the same loyalty that from us that they give to us.
Then we
And
are in agreement.
okay, I see.
This should do fine.
Good.
Is there any Beskar in this?
No, no. If I had Beskar, do you think I'd be around here?
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Cool. We're at the hour, so I think we'll take a second break. Come back, finish up downtime. Cool. So yeah, Winger and Elliot, did you want to go back to the Gamorrean wrestling place, or do you want to go to Betty's, where Betty's shock boxers are working? Or
You're going for spectacle, right?
If I could, yeah.
Whether we get in or not, it might be a spectacle. So that's up to you.
Do I know this is a place you're not welcome at?
I probably described what happens. I don't know if I would describe it as being not welcome. I would probably describe the facts of the situation, though.
Are you going there to get revenge or something?
No, they didn't do anything wrong. Not worth it. If they decided to not let me in again, I might have to do something.
You know, my arm's still a little sore from the shrapnel, so let's stick to something safer, and you can totally convince him, but otherwise he's just being a little punk.
Look, I'll put my fake restraining bolt on, and we can say that I'm with you. They probably won't remember me.
All right. Yeah.
I'm just
no,
there for security for you.
right.
You don't want to get stepped on.
I do want to see the Gamorreans. So I guess we're going to the Gamorrean wrestling.
yeah, you get there, and the bouncer is going to give you some trouble. Like, oh, we had trouble with assassin droids here before. Don't want that kind here.
Oh, I've been reconfigured to be a protocol droid.
And the Gamorrean looks to you, Winger.
He's my buddy. You know, I've got the boat and everything. Oh. Yeah, you know, your job is tough, right? Like you probably don't get paid very much. Where can I and he goes to make a bribe of some sort.
Yeah. It doesn't take a lot to bribe a Gamorrean bouncer.
Shiny rock.
Yeah. You're responsible for him while he's in here. If he causes any trouble, it's on you. We throw you in the ring.
Oh, he's the one you should be looking out for. His abilities far outstrip his size.
Oh, that doesn't say much. You go in.
Are you insulting my friend?
It's okay, protocol droid. Let's go inside.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah, you get in there, and there's Gamorrean wrestling galore. It's a big night. It's quite. Or actually, let's make the roll first. Let's see.
Oh,
let's
sure.
see how good.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 1. My prowess is a 1, so I roll that.
Yeah, your lowest.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just 1 die straight up. That's how much rest you recover.
Okay. A 6.
6.
The
Oh,
one I
no.
didn't want to roll,
Oh
Oh,
no!
you overindulge.
having only had 5 stress. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Here we go. I think I just got beat up at the Comorian wrestling place.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
let's pick the overindulgence thing. Yeah. So
Okay.
track trouble means you get the next entanglement. Brag about your exploits is +2 heat. Tap means that you're kicked out and you'll have to find some other place to use in the future, or lost, which means you're you go on a big tour just watching Gamorrean wrestling and refuse to leave, and you'll have to bring in another character for a while. Yeah. So
I think Tapped is like exactly what the story was leading us to.
yeah. So it's a great show, and you get really into it. I get really excited, and I think, yeah. What do you? I think it's Winger here who actually provokes the trouble, and not Elliot. So what do you think you do to cause trouble?
Gosh.
Is it just maybe you just get drunk and really loud and obnoxious, or are you like trying to get into the ring because you're so excited?
Do I have to defend your honor?
I put on like a wrestling mask to try to introduce a new storyline. No, I'm pretty certain it's like, well, gambling's a separate vice, isn't it?
Yeah, but
was-
I mean, if you want to involve gambling in this, that's perfectly fine.
I was just saying, like, I can't pay for what I put down money on.
Yeah, you make bets that you can't cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. That will get you kicked out for sure.
I'll write checks my or something like that. I can't back up or whatever. There's a phrase for
Yeah.
that.
But you have a grand
When you put your money where your mouth is, but you're anyway. Oh man. Okay.
Cool.
Ouch.
So yeah, you are not going back there.
I'm not welcome.
Yeah.
As my friend has taught me. As well, it may not be that. Yeah. Anyway. All right. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
Cool. Yeah. That was fun. So, Rook, you had an idea to reduce heat.
Yeah, so I need to reduce heat, and my thought was, I'm gonna go talk on the street to get an idea of where we're getting this heat from. And my thought is I want to basically confuse the matter. So, someone tells me, oh yeah, those Pongs, they're really messing things up, and I hear that they're doing all these things. I'm gonna say, yeah, me too, but I thought it was, I'm gonna spread rumors or something like that about it being someone else, causing them to doubt whether or not they, what they thought was us, our crew, was whether or not it was really us or not. And I think I'd like to use sense for that, which is gain insight into the motives of others.
Yeah.
It's the direction I'm going for that.
Cool. Let's make a roll, and I think you'll pick up some extra information.
Okay, so let me roll 2d6. I got a 2 and a 3. So that's reducing heat by 1.
Yep. Take that off.
And our heat is presently at what?
Now it's down to 3.
Okay.
So you can take, I don't remember if I think your wanted level advances when. Oh, yeah, if it fills up, your wanted level increases. So if you can take 5 heat right now and still be fine, but if you take 6, it's going to go bad. And I'll note 6, to get 6, it's loud and chaotic, plus you kill someone, that's enough. Action happens on hostile turf is +1, target is high profile or well connected, so, and I think both of those will apply. So if you manage to keep it contained with standard exposure and nobody dies, then you're fine, but otherwise, yeah.
Okay. I think I'm going to take the credit that we had left over that is in our vault. And I'm going to spend that to have an additional downtime action.
You also have wingers, depending on, unless winger has different plans for that.
Oh, I
You can
thought
take the
winger.
action.
Okay. I would suggest someone else try to reduce heat, since I just did it one way. Someone else can choose another way.
Because if I've counted correctly, then winger, you've only spent your normal action, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize that. Thank you.
Cool. So we've had Rook trying to spread some, just muddy the waters in the rumor mill. Actually, sorry, you should probably have had an extra die for that, because you have your broker, you have Klebs, who's specifically like peddling rumors and that sort of thing.
Mm.
So take an extra die after the fact there, if you get a better result.
Okay, so I'll roll another d6, and that one's a 6, which would take an additional 2 off.
Yeah.
That gets us sitting much better.
Are you down to 1 heat?
Okay. So I think we're good there. So then I think we have the one floating. We need to figure out what to do with the floating downtime action and with the one cred.
Yeah.
If the bank is filled, should we distribute it to the members?
You can do that. Just leave 1 cred in the vault and everyone take.
Or if we want to give one to Kavi. I don't know. No one wants an empty bank account, but
You could do that, and you use that as an extra action for KZ to work on his recruitment.
oh yeah. Okay.
I would suggest we all take the cash out, because we're in a hurry
Yeah.
for this job. I don't know that we want to spend a lot of time talking to Kavi. We can do that after we get this job done.
Sure.
So cash out 4 from the vaults, put 1 in each of us, and then the extra one goes in the vaults.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. So now you have 1 in the vault, and each of you should have 2, unless you put them into stash or something.
And stash is 2 for 1, right? You get 2
stash. It's 1 for 1 when you put it in. If
2
you
for 1 when
remove
you take it out.
your stash, you just get half of it back as creds.
Oh crap! That's even worse. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you got 2 whenever you put it in.
No.
Okay.
So I think, Hazy, do you want to reduce stress, or are you fine with possibly getting a trauma?
I think I'm fine with possibly getting a trauma. KZ's gonna push it.
Yeah. And the first trauma is mostly good, so because you get the extra XP trigger. So it's not that's not necessarily bad. Cool. So now you've used up. No, sorry, you haven't used up Winger's floating action since we did the. Oh, right. I was going to give Rook some information. You talk to Klebs. She helps you spread some rumors, muddy the waters. She also brings back to you that, industrial automaton, they're really looking for you guys, and specifically someone looking like you. They think they figured out you messed with them with that transponder thing.
Oh, crap. Okay. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, I told them, no, there's no way those guys did that. That's not their style. They're smarter than that.
Yes.
Huh.
So what do we want to do with the last downtime?
It's open to the floor.
I could go ahead and de-stress, or we could burn it to finish recruiting Kavi. All I'd need is a mixed success, and I'd get the last 2 ticks.
Yeah, let's
Or
do that
you
then.
guys can do do you want to do the Kavi? All right, awesome.
Well, could you
will-
do that and de-stress at the same time?
Not without
Not as the
spending
same.
credit of
I
my
mean,
own.
in the fiction, it could be the same thing, but mechanically,
Right.
it would be correct.
Got it. Yeah,
But I don't
got
think
you.
you want to de-stress, right? Your intention is
Nah,
not to. do
I'm
it. Yeah.
more interested in getting Kavikas added to the crew. Anyone want to help? Because I only have the ones the way, and I don't. The only thing I have a 2 in is finesse. Actually, I could spend some XP, but I wouldn't really raise anything to a 2 yet. I just feel
I
like
can
it.
go with you to talk to Kavi. I didn't go. I wasn't really active in the last time that we went to Kavi. And the intention here is, I want to get a feel for. I'm going to assist you in trying to recruit Kavi, and I'm going to try and get a feel for why she is, why she would have any reluctance towards joining the crew or anything like that.
Mhm. I think you also get an extra die for Rosie helping you, because
I'll take
you'll
it.
be good to her. She's someone who's so far she has a positive view of your crew.
And we should have a discussion at some point whether or not Rosie goes back to the guy that sent her in for repairs.
Is there a
Nah,
discussion?
fuck that guy.
Yeah, I would say Elliot's not
Well-
gonna let that happen.
True, but then that guy's gonna call in on us, and it's gonna up the issue, right?
Better
Yeah,
not.
I think
I think that's gonna go bad for him.
I think what everyone thinks happened is that the droid service vehicle came there. They took the droid, and they got ambushed by the raiders, and the raiders just took everything. They
Perfect.
just left some junk, some minor junk behind, and everything else is gone. So I think you're covered.
Good. Okay, good.
Cool. So, Casey, you'll have Rook is helping you, and you're getting 1 extra die from Rosie. So you get 2 extra dice, whatever you're rolling.
I'm rolling my sway, and thank God for that. I got a 6 from Rosie because she was the 3rd die.
Nice. Cool.
That will fill it up. Kavi Kuss is now a member of our crew.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think, Rook, what you suss out about why she would be reluctant is that she's had a pretty. It's worked out fairly well for her being independent, like just doing minor jobs, not getting into trouble, not having a strict allegiance, until this thing with Industrial Automaton. When they showed up and busted her up, that showed her that, oh yeah, maybe I do need some protection. So having some people who have my back might be a good thing. Of
Yeah,
course, she doesn't know that you're the reason that she got busted up, but that's
Hope she never finds out.
Kark those guys. They're after us now too. Maybe it's because we helped you. I don't know. They just, I just heard from on the street that like those guys are coming down on us and they're looking for us now. So if we band together, maybe we can we can help each other.
Yeah. And I mean, it wasn't like you pointed them at her. It's just that she got into trouble because you had associations with her, and
Yeah.
that's how things escalated. So it's not, I mean, strictly your fault, but yeah.
I added her to the Pong crew sheet as a specialist. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
She's a specialist. I'll check off the 2 boxes there. And I think her expertise is droid mechanic.
Got a medic for one part of the crew. You get a medic for the fleshy parts of the crew.
Hey, what am I?
Chopped liver.
Yeah.
So she's currently quality 1 because experts have quality 1 higher than the crew's tier. So when she does something, she rolls 1 die. Unless there are circumstances that change that. But her base roll is 1 die. You also get to pick 1 or 2 positive qualities and 1 or 2, an equal number of negative qualities.
Mm.
So the positive possible ones are fearsome, independent, loyal, and tenacious. Fearsome means that terrifying in aspect and reputation. I don't think that's going to apply to her. Independent, that means she can act independently and make good decisions without orders. Loyal, she can't be bribed or turned against you. Tenacious, won't be deterred from a task. So if she faces resistance, she will still press on. So
Go
1
for
or 2
independent or loyal there. Yeah.
Independent
y'all
or
think?
loyal, yeah, both of those sound reasonable. I'll go through the negative ones because you have to have an equal number. Principled means she has ethics or values she won't betray. Savage, excessively violent and cruel. Unreliable, sometimes unavailable due to obligations, stupefaction from drugs, etc. Or wild, drunken, debauched, and loudmouth. So principled, I think principled and maybe unreliable are the ones you're looking at there. I don't think she's
Definitely principled, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So principled, and you want her to be independent or loyal? Either one fits with what we've seen of her so far, I think.
I like independent. We can always earn loyalty later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Cool. So she has some ethics, so you can't get her to do anything. But she can work on her own without, if you're not telling her what to do, then she can make some decisions then. And if she's working on a job, then she can like, oh, this is probably what I should be doing. Yeah, cool. Cool. Yeah, so that's sorted. We're past the half-hour mark, so I don't think we will get into the mission, but I'd like to do the engagement role. So if you have some information gathering you want to do beforehand, or pay creds for some sort of other extra preparations, you can do that. But I'd like to have some time for XP and stars and wishes.
So I have an idea for something I can do for gathering or for getting stuff for the job. Specifically, this is the job is to go in, and we're working for the bureaucracy, right? In order to we're going into the bureaucracy to cover up that we've been getting jobs from our contact's boss.
Not strictly. I mean, you're doing a job, strictly speaking, you're doing a job for Rat, your handler.
Right.
This is not an official job for the bureaucracy. This is a personal favor to him, or helping him out because he thinks he's in trouble. So what you're doing is he wants you to destroy his supervisor's computer workstation, his data station, her data station actually. He's the NPC on the at the far right there, Pale Cow. That's her on the far right on the relevant NPCs. Destroy her workstation because he thinks she's the one feeding information she gets from his workstation to someone who's been messing with the jobs he's been sending you.
So my thought was we needed to in some way cover our tracks. That's our MO, right? So I picked out High Kurlig, who is ex Street Sec. And he has some droid parts that need to be repaired from time to time. So I think I'm going to hit up and see if I can't find something that would identify him that we can leave behind whenever we blow this shit up.
Yeah, cool. The safest bet would be like an ID, some sort of ID. You could get some parts that could absolutely work. It's a little bit iffier. I mean, it could. It's less of a straight connection, but it absolutely could work.
Yeah, I don't think I want to leave his ID behind or something like that because A, that would be noticeably missing and it would be a little bit suspicious. I like something that points in his direction and draws all their attention there. Not that he would be put away and then everything's good. It would occupy anyone who's dealing with it. So I think I'm still going towards parts that would be obvious that it was a cyborg, and if I can, specifically him. Another reason I'm angling towards that is because I've got Tinker. I could also do this potentially as a hunt or a prowl, but I'm looking towards parts mainly for Tinker.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think you could, if you could rope Sawtooth into this, then he could help you with that because he's the kind of medic that someone up like High would go to. I don't. I know we had a different picture for High in the previous game, but he's the former Street Sec guy that you used. You pressed him for information. I think that was when you went into the Street Sec station and grabbed the artifact. I think he was your source for that, and he got into all kinds of trouble over and over again. Yeah, but that's not important. That's not for this crew. I just yeah, that's where he.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I will, back whenever we were talking with Sawtooth, we'd already found out what we needed to do next, right?
Mhm.
And I'd been percolating the idea of who to potentially pin this on. And maybe whenever I was talking with Sawtooth on the side, after telling him, I took care of these people, they should pay you. And I think that talking to Sawtooth, I say, do you have anything incriminating on anyone? Just curious.
Mhm.
And that's how he can potentially help. And maybe he gives me the idea of High Kurlig. So let me roll those dice.
Yeah.
That's
Let's roll and see.
Yep, with Sawtooth's help, that's 3 dice.
So is this is this trying to acquire an asset?
Maybe. Yeah, I think that's most likely it. It's to get something to cover our tracks that they won't suspect it's us. They'll suspect it's someone else to point it in another direction. But it is a physical item. So is that?
I think that this feels like acquire an asset, which means you need to pay a cred for the extra downtime.
Okay.
Action.
Okay, I'll do that. And let me roll that.
Sorry, I need to check how we decided that we were supposed to roll because I know we messed around with the acquire asset. Yeah, you make an action. And you have +1 die because Sawtooth is able to help you.
Okay. So I'm going to roll that. That's a 3 is my highest.
3 is your highest. So you have that's tier -1. So you have really low quality. I think what you can figure out is I think when you're at Sawtooth with Winger, he has like on on a bench by one of the walls, you see like mods for cyborgs, like piles of them. Some of them used, some of them more not new, but less used, and some of them he's clearly working on to adjust to various purposes. And I think what you can do is I don't work with anything that can be traced back to a particular owner, but this one and he hands you like a what would you call it, a wrist joint sort of thing. This is the standard issue for Imperials. That should, if you need to throw some suspicion at someone, why not then?
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad we never talked about this, and I'll pocket it.
Always a pleasure not doing business with you. You have that thing. The reason it's so low tier is because it's very generic. It doesn't point at anyone in particular, but it is something that's specific to someone who has a cybernetic hand.
And the Imperials, and that's something I'm
yeah.
I'm completely fine with, because it means that it again points towards the infiltrators inside the bureaucracy instead of us.
Yeah. Cool. Does anyone else have information gathering or other preparations they do?
So, Rack mentioned that there would not be enough time to get inside the machine, find out where the particular thing is. But being inspired by like the scanning that we did today of like Rosie's arm, I was wondering if we could get like a custom thing that would just create a 3D blueprint of what's inside the box. And then later on, maybe we could track down what part of it was the bug. And then maybe that might have some information. Like it'd be be the long game, but it would be better than just destroying all the information, I think.
You probably could, but that sounds like it's a fairly high tier thing.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think, I think that's more like a tier 2 or 3, depending on, I mean, if you just want something that will tell you if there's a transmitter or something in there, and that's easier.
That's easier, yeah.
But if you want to like the full blueprint, I feel like that's a more advanced.
How about simply the signal it's using then? Like just if I assume that it's there, I'm just looking for aberrant signals.
Yeah, that's something you definitely could get. That's also something I think you could do during the job if you bring the right tools.
That's what I meant. Yeah. So I wanted to get those tools ready for the job.
Yeah. I don't think you need to prepare something specific for that, assuming that I think that's just a matter of checking off the right kind of tools once you're there.
Cool.
That would be part of your load.
Cool.
Yeah, doesn't seem like anyone has any more questions. You know where you're going, you know what you're doing, so, and you will have Rack there to guide you. That's what he says, at least.
If this isn't a trap, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So let's do the engagement roll, and then we'll get into post-session stuff. So always one die. is, oh, sorry, you should pick your approach as well.
Oh, yeah.
I think here it's probably, well, it could be as I'll just go through some of it. Could be assault if we're just going to storm in, blow shit up, and get out. Don't care if anyone sees us or anything like that. You could do that. You could do deception if you're trying to, again, like disguising yourself as someone who's supposed to be there as a way to get in. You could use stealth if you want to sneak in without anyone seeing you. I don't think you have anything that would support weird. It's not a transport thing. Social would be if you're trying to find someone inside who will help you do this, or who will do it, either do it for you, or who will can give you enough help to get it done. But that seems unlikely unless you have a good idea. So probably assault, deception, or stealth.
Probably deception, but stealth also sounds good.
Yeah, I think it's wise for us to try to work within our idiom and our crew's specialties.
So the thought that I had whenever Ka was going over the issue, it sounded like he would help us slip in, and we would use deception, like we belong there to get in. And then he was like, you probably don't have enough time to get everything out, like to change the data or anything. So just destroy it. So that would be, violence, and then get back out. So the thought that was running through my head, the image that I had was, we sneak in, we blow the shit up, and then we run away, and we try and pin it on someone else.
So assault
I think
or deception.
But this is
Yeah.
an engagement, right? So we should angle around what's our insertion point. Sure, we may blast some stuff once we get there, but
Yeah, we're not attacking to get in, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean,
probably deception then.
yeah, assault would be like shooting your way in, or just
Mhm.
storming the building. Deception would be if you disguise yourselves, and so that you have some reason to be there. Stealth would be if you sneak in without being seen, and either deception or stealth would work with him. He can like let you in, or either for some made up reason, so that you have a reason to be there, or just let you past the at least outer security perimeters for stealth. So
I guess the question is, do we want to not be seen at all once we get in there, or do we want to present ourselves as we belong there when someone sees us?
Yeah.
I like.
Go ahead.
I should say I like not being seen at all in this particular case.
I like the idea of not being seen at all, getting in.
Yeah.
And then
Probably.
getting out, likely being seen as something else.
Yeah.
So maybe we have, normal uniforms, masks, and like armbands that say Imperials Forever or something like that. Yeah.
So we're going for stealth. Sounds like.
I think the key part here is how you get in.
Yeah.
So that
Stealth.
that sounds like you're aiming for stealth.
Yeah.
Cool.
And he can make it easier for us to get in, but we.
Yeah. And he has ways to smuggle you in, I think, like via some sort of basement. Like you go in there two blocks down, and there's a tunnel underneath. I will let you in at this point, and then you'll have to. I can tell you how to move through the building, but you'll have to do it on your own. Because if he gets caught there, then he's definitely screwed. But if you get caught there, then you can at least get away, and maybe no one knows who you are. But if he's caught there, they know who he is, and then is done. Cool. So we're going for stealth, and I mean the whole explosion thing. You could have something with a timer, so it doesn't have to be that things blow up while you're there. Just to make that part clear. You could have, like, we sneak in, we plant a bomb, we sneak out, and that could be the thing. Anyway, you start with 1 die. I think this operation is pretty bold. You are sneaking into an intelligence office to blow stuff up. It's not overly complex or contingent on many factors. You get in, you sneak around, you set up the bomb. It's not too complicated. You are not using one of your crew's favorite methods because this is sabotage, and that's not your favorite thing. But it's still something that you can do. It's still on your list of things, so it's not far outside your competence. Does the plan's detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Yes, because you have an inside man helping you, so he knows the weak points. They're not strongest against this approach, but I think they do have particular defenses. Like there are guards and that sort of thing to keep people from sneaking in. So yeah, I'll take away a die for that. Any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight. We've already accounted for Rat. Do you have anyone else you think who can help you with this? No one's bringing anything up. Or any enemies or rivals interfering with the operation? No. Is there anything else you think will affect this? I don't think there are any other major factors, probably. So 2 dice. Who wants to roll this?
Who hit us up for the job? Rook. Yeah, let's go Rook.
Okay, I'll do it.
Cool.
Because you have that whole like deception thing.
I got a 4.
Get a 4, so that means you start in a risky position. So things haven't gone sideways, but you're not controlled. Cool. Let's do XP. We'll start with the crew, so we don't forget. Did you successfully complete the score? Yes, you did. Did you contend with challenges above your station? I'm gonna say yes. Did you live up to your reputation or use it to your advantage? You're ambitious.
Not only did we complete the mission, but we also recruited Kavi and brought in a droid and freed them.
Yeah. And you didn't like hesitate before taking this pretty dangerous job for your handler. So I think that's also a point in your favor there. Did you develop the inner life of the crew?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had enough scenes there between
I think we interestingly have some conflict around
Maybe.
droid
Yeah.
and stuff. So I think that was interesting.
Yeah, there's some suspicion, and everyone's not on the same page about everything. That's, yeah. Did you develop the crew's relationship to other factions?
By develop, do you mean shot a bunch of them?
Yeah, that's true.
It's a shocking development.
Did a crew member make a sacrifice for the good of the crew? Nothing that jumps out at me, like anyone that really sacrificed anything. That's still 5 XP, which gets you to an advance. We'll do that next session. So individual XP, I will start from the left of the character keeper. So KZ goes first. You want to go through your triggers?
You bet I do. So let's start off. Did you bring your background into play? Ugh. I don't feel like I did. Alien culture, military empire. I don't think those were factors this session. So I'm going to say no.
Mhm.
Did your vice or trauma hinder you? No, I don't think anything hindered me. So no on that one as well. Did you develop your relationship with another character, PC or NPC? I think I definitely rousted around with Winger. We did work together. Winger helped me on some stuff, so I feel like that happened.
Yeah.
Did you improve your personal situation? It's a little bit of a double dip, but I wanted Kavi in the crew. Kavi's in the crew, and that's definitely an advantage for us. And I made a cred, so I think yes.
Yeah, sure.
Did you approach a problem with style or a devil may care attitude? I'll go devil may care since I was willing to sacrifice the Lav, my lovely baby, not truck.
Oh, does that count for the crew XP? Making a sacrifice?
Oh, I don't know. Up to you.
If it had been more than the paint job, then maybe.
Fair enough. Does it count for approaching a problem with devil may care attitude?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, like turning things sideways and going over the barricade. I think that counts for at least one of those.
Cool. Approach problem with deception or stealth. Definitely not stealth. Deception. I didn't approach it, so I'm gonna say
We did do stealth. We did the sneaky part of the second part of the
with the blend in. Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
That was
Flying
literally a
casual.
prowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're right. That's
Yeah.
true. Okay, cool. So 4 XP.
Next up is Elliot.
Yeah. Did I bring my configuration into play? Yep, I shot a bunch of guys. That's what I do. Did my vice or faults hinder me? I don't think they hindered me yet. Just they're brand new, so that's fine. Did I develop my relationship with another character? Absolutely, across the board there. Did I improve my present situation? Made some creds. I'll take that. Did I approach a problem by using specialized skills? I did that with the infiltration module and
Yeah.
getting into the computers there, and that was also the stealth using that to do that prowl with the car. That's 5. Woo.
Nice. Rook.
Did you bring your background into play? I did during downtime to go see the Mandalorians. Did your vice or trauma hinder you? I'm tempted to say I think it'll get hit later, so I don't want to double dip. But the trauma of haunted goes back to always being worried about being betrayed. So we'll see if that's a double dip as we move further. Did you develop your relationship with another PC or NPC? And I think so. I had, we talked with a lot of things and developed all those updates and stuff. Did you improve your personal situation? Well, yes, we got paid and I'm kind of flush with cash now.
Mhm.
Did you approach a problem with cunning or distrust? I think that was whenever I added the kill switch to the gun, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think that haunted double dips there of always being mistrustful. And then lastly, did you approach a problem with deception or stealth? Yes, I mean the whole thing was, throwing out the droid parts, trying to make sure that we hid what we were really doing from people. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. That's 5 for you. Winger.
Did I bring my background into play? Well, you said that as a laborer, I recognized like the the clothing that
Right.
the guys that jumped us were wearing. And I helped out with repairing Rosie. So yes,
Yeah.
did your vice or trauma hinder you? Well, I'm never going to be able to see Gamorrean wrestling again. I don't know if that counts. But
No, I think that's more of a result of your vice than the vice actually hindering.
dang. Okay. Did you develop your relationship with the character? Yes, I did. Did you improve your personal situation? Well, I took the money that I got for the job and convinced everybody to cash out the other money, and I've put it in my stash because I want to get out of living in a hovel.
Yeah.
Did I approach a problem with calculation or planning? I can't think of anything this time. Like I was pretty devil may care, as you may say, when in regards to my vice. So there weren't that many problems that I solved, were there? Anyway, so I'll say no on that one. Did I approach a problem with deception or stealth? Well, yep, we lied our way into the Gamorrean wrestling.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's faux experience.
So that's 4 for you to put wherever you like. Cool. So we're a little bit past time, but I would still like to do stars and wishes. If everyone has time to stay, we'll do it the other way around. Stars and wishes together. Winger. Hi.
So I liked the action scene. I liked everything about that. And I liked the scene I did get with Elliot. And because I'd forgotten that I'd asked for that, thank you so much for bringing that up, for keeping those notes. That's great. So yeah, I feel like we're really starting to gel together, like who we are and how we act with each other. I really like Rook with the kill switch idea. And like purposefully traumaing out so that you could have a little more of a personality, I guess, or whatever. That was pretty cool too. I'm glad that KZ like spent an entire downtime action like taking care of that one little bump or scratch that he had. That was good. Wishes. Huh. I'd like to know more about this place that we're doing our planning at. Like like a little bit more. I don't know, this is like where we're at or something like that. So maybe I'll try to ask those questions next time. And I'd like to know more about Elliot's past. I know a little bit as a player, a little about KZ and a little bit about Rook, but I'm not sure like what kind of jobs have you taken in the past? That kind of thing. So that's me.
Cool. Thank you. While I remember, I've added a tab for locations. And the way this works is that on the small fields on the right, you can add the name of a location and a link to an image. And then for the big one, you can select from the list, and that image should show up there.
Oh, very cool.
I did it that way because of the differing format for the image. I had actually done this for the old character keeper. So I think we had it there, but it was right at the end. Yeah, sorry. Steven.
I'll start with wishes. I guess it's kind of a star. I really enjoyed all of the character development that we got to see during the downtime actions, which was really nice, and I want to see more of that.
Yeah,
Knowing, that Winger loves going to see boxing matches and seeing the spectacle and then getting kicked out was great. And knowing that KZ's really driven to recruit. Okay, now I'm getting to stars. Yeah, that thing with the Gamorrean boxing arena and the interaction with Elliot and going in and then getting kicked out, that was perfect. I loved seeing the whole uh KZ going and recruiting Kavi. That was perfect. I liked seeing how important that was to KZ because it gives me an idea of, community and where that's coming from. And I liked whenever, you know, Rook was just going to turn Rosie off, right? And Elliot stopped me and was like, "No, we're going to talk about this." That was a great interaction. And the scene that we had again, over repairing your gun about, where do your loyalties lie? That was a great. I really enjoyed that too. Thank you.
That was great. That was great.
Mhm. Cool. Thank you. Mark.
Wait,
Yeah.
before we move on, I
Okay.
just want to
Yeah.
double check more downtime flavor. Steven, did you have any other wishes? I try to note them and I didn't hear any others because
No, I think that was it. I think
Okay,
that my
cool.
wishes were literally more of the same. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Yeah, bouncing right off, really enjoyed the interactions with Rook there, and with KZ there, like dealing with how are we gonna deal with this droid that's starting to scream. Curious to see where that goes. And then the talk about loyalty was interesting. It was really neat because still don't have a super hard handle on like exactly where Elliot is. I know where they are at any given moment, but like long term, I'm like, ooh, it's interesting. Um, yeah, the Gamorrean the Gamorrean wrestling was super fun. Did not anticipate that at all. It was super great to like sort of see that side of Winger and get involved in that. Yeah, and all the action stuff was great. Getting pulled into the dark bargain is always a good time. And yeah, I think wishes are just see how that goes. See if we go up a level of wantedness. I think I'd also like to. I feel like I got some good character stuff with Rook and Winger. I think doing some of that with KZ is going to be fun. Yeah, and seeing where stuff goes with Rosie.
Cool. Thank you. Rich.
Yes. You guys got most of my stars, but to reiterate, enjoyed having to see with Winger and getting helped out with the recruitment from folks PCs was nice. I love starting off with a bang and our escape and the stop start of like fly casual and then take off for a bit and then try to hide again. That's fun to me. It doesn't get tiresome to like shift around. It was cool and it felt like a thing that was spy movie ish, which is good because that's what our crew does. Loved the entanglement and how it's throwing us into a probably not profitable on its face mission, but interesting. I like that. I like how initially you had hinted towards this thing and then paid it off right away, which is really smart. Like, hey, why are these guys waiting for us? Here's the reason. And that was a nice, like, socketed together, made that cool Lego sound of the click going together. And I like not knowing where Rook went. I appreciated Steven. Like, Steven is usually a yes and Steven's like, nope, I don't tell you. I just disappear on you for a while. That's fun. Wishes. So, Mark, this is also a check-in, but I think KZ at start is not fully reconciled with his opinion around droid rights. And like, sure, I work with a guy. He is not like I hesitate to say he's but I've got a black friend
One
kind
of the
of
good
person.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe he's somewhere near there. And I'm interested in exploring that evolution over time. I don't see KZ as a person who will hardcore like hold on to his conservative values. He doesn't really have values. This is just the society. This is what how everyone feels, and no one's challenged it for him.
Systemic.
Yeah, he's not no droids rights. It's just, well, droids don't have rights. Which isn't better, maybe, but it's at least something that means he could be moved along the spectrum. And I just want to check in and say, I am interested in starting with him in the default setting for Star Wars because I find it problematic. I don't agree with it. It's really weird that Star Wars keeps hewing back
Yeah.
to it. Like, we've evolved on a lot of stuff. We have lots of people of color in the animated series stuff and the live action recently, but we're still going with the like droids aren't people. And I'm like, wow, that's an interesting hill to die on, Dave Filoni and friends. But okay, sure. But anyway, I just wanted to say that's a wish. I'm interested in that, but also I don't think Casey starts bought in, because if we all start off bought in, then you know, it's less interesting. I like to see change over time.
And I think it's more complicated because like Elliot is not one of the good ones. Elliot is not going to be the one that's like going to be the model droid. So yeah, it'll be fun to play with.
Yeah. Brief aside, there is a bit in X-Men 97 of the I'm one of the good ones, and it's kind of mind-blowing that's where they went. It's cool, in my opinion. I thought it was really unexpected and interesting, and then they like follow up on it before the episode ends, because you know it's got to all be done in 23 to 26 minutes. But good stuff. So that's my only wish right now, is that piece standing out and having a quick conversation around it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think my stars have been mentioned. I enjoyed this. I feel like I would have liked to spend more time in downtime, but I also wanted to get to the engagement role just to set things up for next session. So I would like, I guess that's my wish, that the next downtime we give it a bit more time to breathe and have some more character scenes, because that's what I enjoy as well. Just seeing you play off of each other is a lot of fun for me. I like that we have this theme of droid rights in the game. I have the same feelings as Rich. It's really weird the way Star Wars does this, but yeah. So we'll see how that develops. It's not something that I want to like push as, oh, this is what we're making the game about, but having it bubbling there and being part of it is interesting for me. So that's cool. Yeah,
I want to add on to something that you said.
Yeah.
It was shocking to me, like a jolt of electricity at the end of Revenge of the Sith, whenever these two droids that we love, R2-D2 and C-3PO, are standing in the hallway, and one of the main protagonists says, "Yeah, wipe his mind," and I'm like, "What? What? That's not okay." And so I find that as I watch these shows, I care about the robotic, the droids that are in them, and there's always that tension of they could be mind wiped at any point.
Yeah.
And it adds this weird tension that makes me feel like, everything's bad here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I watched A New Hope a bunch of times, and it's always weird when like Luke and Owen go to just, yeah, we just buy some droids here. Oh, never mind, that one blew up. We'll get the other one instead. And it's and they never deal with that. It's like always, yeah. R2 is just Luke's property. And sure, they're kind of friends as well. Like that's clearly they have a friendly relationship. But it's never something that's brought up or dealt with, that yeah, Luke also owns R2.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've read some stuff on this, and they point out things like the good guys are the only ones who treat droids with respect like other people.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you look at like Luke in like in A New Hope, I don't think he didn't understand droid, right? But later movies he does. So he learned the language so that he could better interact with them and treats them like they're people and that kind of stuff. Whereas the bad guys, the white and black side of things, the bad guys just, oh yeah, we'll just send all the droids in until they get destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's yeah.
Yeah, there's absolutely a difference there, but they don't treat the droids as equals.
Right.
It's like, yeah, you're a person, but you're a person down here. I'm a person.
Yeah.
It's like, and not intentionally like discriminating, but there's also an obvious difference between how they treat C3PO in the last sequel movie, like, oh yeah, we're just going to do weird stuff to your brain so that you can read Sith. It's like, yeah, okay, is this okay? Yeah. Cool. I need to log off. So
Can I ask a quick mechanical question?
Yeah.
We don't have to answer it here, but I have a question. I was noticing that we are getting up in rep, and I looked up to see how we advance our tier.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a tier advances whenever we get 4 more rep or influence or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we have to spend we'll have to spend 8 creds.
Let me see. I don't remember. Yeah, you have to spend.
It says creds equal to your new tier times 8.
Yeah, I think that. Let me see.
Well, we don't have to answer it. I know it's late,
Okay.
but I just wanted to point out I'd like to know what's coming next. Like that seems like something that's important for us to move forward and move up and getting more hot water.
Absolutely.
So
I can answer this now because I checked up and reminded myself. Right now you're tier 0 with a weak hold. So what happens when you fill up your rep is that your hold becomes strong, and that doesn't cost you any cred. That's just from the rep. The next time when you're going to advance to tier 1, that's when you need to spend cred.
Yeah.
And at that point you become tier 1 with a weak hold. But that's going to cost you 8 creds total. But it's also, if you have a patron, I think this is out the cost. So it's only going to cost you 4 creds if you still have a patron at that point. Who knows?
So
them off until then.
I want to make sure I understand. So basically, whenever we fill up our rep track,
we
won't advance tier. We'll just advance to a stronghold.
Yeah, every other time you go from weak hold to stronghold. If you have stronghold, then you advance in tier and you go back to weak hold.
Okay.
So after that, you go up to stronghold and down.
And what does hold represent?
That's basically how you are this tier, but are you like, are you firmly in this tier, or are you like teetering on the balance of dropping down?
Perfect. Okay, that makes sense then. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. And we're not playing, or most likely not playing next week, because I will be visiting my parents and I don't expect to have all the stuff there or time to play. I don't remember if I've said that before, but
okay.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
should I go ahead and remove it from calendar then, just in case folks get confused. All right.
Yeah, because I'll be visiting there over Easter and I won't be going home until Monday.
Cool.
No problem. Cool. I'll stop the recording here.